All right, ladies and gentlemen, call to order the Waukegan-City Council's Public Works and Infrastructure Committee meeting for Monday, August 22nd. If I can have a roll call, please.
Can hardly hear you. Roll call.
Testing. It's time to call to order the Waukegan-City Council's Public Works and Infrastructure Committee meeting for Monday, August 22nd. If I can have a roll call, please.
Alderman Turner.
Here.
Alderman Seager. Present. Alderman Gomes. Present. Alderman Kirkwood. Present. Alderman Newsom.
Present.
I'd like a motion to approve the meeting minutes of the Public Works and Infrastructure Committee for July 18th, 2022 as presented. Motion by Alderman Kirkwood.
Second.
Who was the second?
Second.
Alderman Bolton. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Audience time. Is there any member of the audience who would like to address this committee related to items on the agenda? Mr. Pitts.
I had a question. There was a storm a couple days ago, and I'm wondering what the mechanics are of like the process when a tree goes down and the different situations and how Public Works would respond. So if it falls in the middle of a street or if it hits a car or hits a person, I'm wondering, like, how does the city respond?
So the way that works, Mr. Pitts, is if a tree falls, it's a city tree, or even if it's on private property, if it falls and it blocks the public sidewalk or a public street, call Public Works. If Public Works is closed, they only work 7:30 to 3. What's your hour? 7 to 3:30, right? So then, say it's at night or beyond those hours, you call the police non-emergency or emergency line and report it. They will contact Public Works. The director will dispatch a crew to go out, chop the tree up, and remove it.
Okay, so that's like after 7 o'clock?
Mm-hmm.
So,
At any time, if it's not within working hours or their normal hours, you can do that. But you can actually do that anytime, even during the day. If you call the non-emergency number and say, hey, there's a tree that's blocking the street, they'll get to Public Works and get them out there.
so how long do you think the response time would be?
Well, that's going to vary depending on what the situation is and where these guys are, and can they get them out of bed, and how many trees. Is it just your tree, or is there 7 or 20 trees around the city? What's going on? So we can't say, what their response is. Go ahead.
I mean, I understand, but from the Department of Public Works, what do you think your goal response time would be for something like a tree or something obstructing the street?
Well, the time frame varies. I mean, we can't do like fire and police and cut lights on and run stoplights. So time frame is going to vary.
Okay, but all right, so scenario, Green Bay Road, a tree falls, blocks Green Bay Road. Mm-hmm. What would be your goal time to have that handled?
Well, they can't set a time like that.
I mean, no. I just want, what is his goal? What is his goal? Would he want it to be
Immediate, as soon as possible.
I mean, but let him respond. I mean, I want.
No, I'm the chairman. It's my meeting. I want to respond.
I mean, I understand that, but he runs the department. You don't run the department. He runs the department, and I feel like
right. But you're addressing this committee, and you're addressing the chair.
I understand. Okay. So basically, what you're implying is there's no policy or procedure or nothing codified as to what
Right.
a recommended
Yes.
response time would be for a semi or emergency regarding trees or other problems that Public Works would have. So
Right.
what if a street overflows? What would be an estimated response time
We
for that?
can't provide that. And here's why. Let me explain to you. All right.
I
So,
mean is-
so
what I
let's
mean
say
is
that
so-
happens. This tree falls in the street at 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the morning. You call it in to the police dispatch. The police dispatch calls the director. He's sleeping too, right? So he's got to wake up. Oh, understand, where is it? Well, it's somewhere on Green Bay Road. All right, can you call back and find out? Meanwhile, he's got to contact the guys on the crew. Now, it's not one guy, but it's several guys. Those guys have to wake up, get dressed, get in their car, drive to city yards, get the equipment, get the trucks, and then go to the scene, assess it, and take action. So they can't say, hey, if a tree falls in the middle of Grand Avenue, we're going to get there in half an hour. We're going to get there in an hour. We're going to have it removed in an hour. They can't. How could they
I
possibly
mean, I'm
do
just
that?
saying, I mean, for my question is, I feel like I'm asking it repeatedly at this point. What would DPW's goal be?
Okay, I'll let Mr. Director answer. Is there a written goal policy to respond to an emergency situation where a street is blocked or some other emergency?
Or maybe like flooding in the street,
As soon as we can.
and so there's no number. There's no
Right.
number, like, so their emergency response could be 4 or 5 hours.
Yes. Great. Okay, thank you very much, sir. Anyone else for audience time? Great, thank you all. That ends that. There is no old business, and moving on to new business. Item A, excuse me. I'd like a motion to approve an ordinance authorizing the proper city officials to dispose of and recycle vehicles for a flat rate with Auto Parts City. The Public Works Department is asking for the council approval to get a flat rate for auto recycling with Auto Parts City. Auto Parts City has offered to give a flat rate of $500 per car and $750 per SUV. Excuse me. By getting the flat rate, it is more than the city has been getting at auction. The last few auctions that the city participated in, we were only able to get $250 at the most for the old Impalas minus the auction fees. The disposal and recycling of the vehicles will be approved, must be approved by ordinance. And there is a list of vehicles that are to be disposed of. I believe that was in your packet. And let's see. There were like 8 vehicles, I believe. 8, yeah. So here they are. We have a 2012 Chevy Impala, a 2003 Chevy Impala, a 1993 GMC van that's going to be classified as an SUV, a 2001 Chevy Impala, a 1999 CK2500 pickup that's classified as an SUV, a 1995 CK2500 pickup, again classified as an SUV, silver Impala from a drug seizure. There's no further info on it. It's not a part of the city's fleet. And then there was a Ford Focus, also a drug seizure. It too is not part of the city fleet, so we don't have additional information on that. Are there any questions? Or, I'm sorry, I asked for a motion. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Newsom and second by
Alderman Kirkwood.
Kirkwood. Alderman Kirkwood.
Bolton.
Alderman Bolton. I apologize, lady and gentlemen. Are any questions on this motion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Alderman Turner.
Aye.
Alderman Seager. Aye. Alderman Bolton. Aye. Alderman Kirkwood. Aye. Alderman Newsom.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item B. Excuse me. I'd like a motion to adopt a resolution approving a modified contract for additional materials and pricing with Mononi and McCogney Incorporated through joint purchasing with Lake County, Illinois, for an estimated amount of $60,000 to be spent with this vendor. Please seek the council's authorization for the proper city officials to adopt a resolution approving the modified contract with Mononi and McCogney, and that the city is currently purchasing from on a joint purchasing contract through Lake County, Illinois. The city council approved the original contract on March 21st, 2022. Due to labor and material shortages, a substitute material has been added along with the pricing for that product. For fiscal year 22-23, it is anticipated that $60,000 may be spent for this joint purchasing bid. Please see the attached highlighted pricing for approval of the materials needed. Funds will be charged to line item 555-9155-25468. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Newsom, second by?
Second.
Second by Alderman Seeger. And questions, if there are any? All right. Roll call, please.
Alderman Turner.
Aye.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Bowden. Aye. Alderman Kirkwood. Aye. Alderman Newsom.
Aye.
Thank you all very much. Excuse me, item C. If I may, I would like a motion to adopt a resolution approving the First Amendment to a professional services agreement with Ciorba Group for engineering review services for an additional amount of $51,890.80, bringing the new total to $87,327.25. We're asking for this resolution to approve the First Amendment to the Professional Services Agreement with Ciorba Group for engineering services for watershed development, permit reviews, as well as project reviews, etc., for an additional amount of $51,890.80. The City Council did approve the original agreement on May 2nd, 2022, for an amount of $35,436.45. This would bring the total of the agreement to $87,327.25 and will be effective through February 2023, depending on the number of reviews. Funds to be charged to line item 100-910-124435. And may I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Newsom. Sorry, I couldn't hear who was that second.
Seeger.
Thank you. Alderman Seeger seconds. And Alderman Kirkwood?
So have you used the original amount already?
Yeah.
Oh, for the Ciorba Group?
Yeah, have we used that original amount? Or we're approaching it now, and so we're asking for that additional funding that was previously stated? Is that what we're doing?
We're approaching to the total amount that
We have not spent it yet. We're not to that first portion yet, but we're close to it.
correct.
Okay.
And these are just for engineering services to develop the permits and such. Apply for permits, like with EPA or Illinois EPA. I'm sorry. So this is additional engineering work that may be needed for application of permits with like the Illinois EPA or US EPA and other agencies pertaining to watershed. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Are there any other questions? Okay, roll call, please.
Alderman Turner.
Aye.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Bowden. Alderman Kirkwood. Aye. Alderman Newsom.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item D, I'd like a motion to adopt a resolution approving spending authority in excess of $25,000 by granting a good faith waiver per section 2-458 subsection I subsection 7 with Core and Main for an estimated amount of $54,000 for repair parts for water, Sewer, and Public Works.
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Newsom,
Second.
second by Alderman Seager. Any questions here, sir? Ladies or gentlemen? No questions? Roll call, please.
Alderman Turner.
Aye.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Vogel. Aye. Alderman Kirkwood. Aye. Alderman Newsom.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. And item E is a request for a motion to adopt a resolution approving professional services agreement with Water Treatment Specialist LLC for operational support services for the Water Department for a not-to-exceed amount of $75,920 pursuant to the professional services exception, Section 2-458, subsection I, subsection 4. We're asking for to adopt this resolution approving professional service agreement with water treatment specialists for operational support the water department. This agreement will consist of assisting / performing water operation services, operating reports, and water main plan reviews, etc. The contract will be for a not-to-exceed amount of $75,920, effective September 1st, 2022 through August 31st of 2023. There is language for up to two one-year renewal terms if mutually agreed in writing. Funds to be charged to line item 555-9155-24436. And if I may, I would like a motion on this one.
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Newsom, second by Alderman Bolton. Any questions on this motion? No questions? Roll call, please.
Alderman Turner.
Aye.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Vogel. Aye. Alderman Kirkwood. Aye. Alderman Newsom.
Aye.
Thank you. Item F, I'd like a motion to adopt a resolution authorizing the procurement of additional salt under the current State of Illinois CMS contract with Compass Minerals in an amount of $111,000 pursuant to the joint purchasing exception, Section 2-458, subsection I, subsection 3. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Newsom. Second by Alderman Seager. Questions?
Last year, how much money did we totally spend on salt? Do we know that?
I don't have it written, but I can give it to you tomorrow.
Alderman Bolton?
In reference to the salt, is this better quality? You know, oftentimes constituents complain that, you know, we're wasting money. Is it better salt?
I'm trying to understand. You said
Better
better salt?
Better quality than in the past. Is the quality of the product better this year than last year?
It's the same salt.
Same salt.
We're getting it early.
Any other questions?
We're getting it early, right? We're getting it early because of the price may change.
Let me read you the justification. We'd like to purchase additional salt pursuant to the State of Illinois Central Management Services P30920 contract per Section 2-458 subsection I subsection 3 of the joint purchasing for procurement of road salt. City Council previously approved that the purchase of salt pursuant to this contract November 1st of 2021. The contract is valid through September of 2022. Public Works is requesting permission to expend additional funds in the amount of $111,000 to purchase the maximum amount of salt allowed on the current contract. The price per ton from Compass Minerals came in at $45.75 for the city of Waukegan. The new 2022-2023 contract has not been bid out yet, and Public Works wishes to be proactive and obtain additional salt at the current price. It is unknown on what price the new contract will have, with gas price increases along with increases everywhere else. Public Works will need to purchase additional salt under the new contract in the fall. Once the bid is completed by the state, this department will bring this purchase under the new contract to City Council for approval. The funds to procure this additional salt under the current contract will be charged in line item 228-922-825485. And I'll just point out that, I don't know if all of you have been out to the Public Works site facility. There's a big dome over there, right? And that's where all the salt is kept inside this huge dome. And so from last year, the level of salt has been diminished, and what we're going to do is top it off, essentially. And topping it off at the same price, $45.75 per ton, as opposed to whatever the new price might be when they account for additional fuel costs for shipping and other related costs. So we're actually going to see some savings. We don't know how much, because we don't know what the future price is going to be in the new contract that's coming for 2023. Okay. Any other questions? Would that help clarify for you guys? No? All right, great. Thank you all very much. If we can have a roll call, please.
Alderman Curran.
Aye.
Alderman Seeley.
Aye.
Alderman Vogel. Aye. Alderman Kirkwood. Aye. Alderman Newsom.
Aye.
Thank you all very much. And motion passes. Item G. I'd like a motion to adopt a resolution approving a contract with Peter Baker and Sons for the 2023 roadway maintenance program in the amount of $3,693,047. Correction. $3,693,457. Public Works Department is requesting City Council's approval to award the contract for the 2023 roadway maintenance program work to Peter Baker and Sons in an anticipated amount of $3,693,457. This was the only bid received for this project. Funds to be charged to line item 205-120-527635. And just bear with me. I'm looking for those streets, Chris. Let me give you guys a list of the streets to be repaired.
Thank everybody, madam.
Yeah, thank you. Replaced or repaired? These are proposed streets to be resurfaced. McAllister Avenue from George Avenue to 10th Street. East Bonniebrook Lane from Laurel Avenue to the dead end. Franklin Avenue from North Avenue to Jackson Street. River Road, parts of it due to water main replacement. Buttrick Street from Grand to Washington. Delaware Road from Sunset Avenue to Greenwood. Vermont Avenue from Macquarie Road to Veronin Road. And Berwick Avenue from Ridgeland Avenue to Grand Avenue. And finally, Elmwood Avenue from Dugdale Road to 10th Street. Those are the 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 streets that we're targeting for road resurfacing. Yes, sir.
So those areas don't have lead in those areas?
They got lead, probably.
Chris? This is part of the lead pipe remediation. This is why they're being targeted initially.
So that area will be free of the lead containment in order to do those streets in 2023. Is that my understanding?
So they'll go in, dig down, tear up the street, replace the lead pipes, including those, where necessary, those lead pipes that run from the main into the structure, the house or whichever, right? And then they will fill in the hole and resurface the street.
I beg your pardon?
I think the roads we're doing don't have lead, isn't that correct, Chris?
No,
No, that's not true.
this is part of the lead pipe remediation, if I'm stating it right, correctly, yeah. Lead pipe, this is the priority. You're tasked by the federal government to get this done. All right? Does that answer your question, sir?
Yes, because I know that we had talked about looking at some of those areas that have lead in it and maybe going down a half an inch and surfacing those areas, not changing any curvings or anything like that. Because there's additional dollars in the budget, to resurface the streets. And so there was some conversation, but nothing definite in terms of looking at some of those other streets.
And you're correct, we're working on it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Alderman Seeger?
I've got a question. How many layers of asphalt, like for an all would have, after they do replacement of pipes, how many layers?
How deep is the asphalt, Chris? Is it an inch, 4
We're
inches?
looking at a good 4 to 5 inches.
4 or 5 inches
Yes.
for every street?
No, just for up in that area.
Okay, thank you. Alderman Bolton?
Yes, I know it was proposed, these are proposed suggestions, but if I see other optional areas, can I make that suggestion, other than what's on the list?
These roads have been identified through the engineering staff.
Speak in the mic. It's
I'm
really
sorry.
muffled down.
Ron, we're really having trouble. I'm having trouble with this mic. So these streets were identified through an engineering survey, if you will. So there was a determination made based on certain requirements to meet the federal requirement for lead pipe remediation. That's how these were selected. And once this first batch are done, then there'll be another. So it's not, this is all that's going to happen in the city. But this is what we're targeting now. This is the first up.
Understood, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Okay. Roll call, please.
Alderman Turner.
Did we get a
Aye.
motion? Did we have a motion?
Oh, I'm sorry. We did not get a motion. May I have a motion?
So
Motion
moved.
by Alderman Newsom.
Second.
Second by Alderman Seeger. Thank you. All right. Roll call, please.
Alderman Turner.
Aye.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Alderman Kirkwood.
Aye.
Alderman Newsom.
Aye.
Motion passes. There are no reports or communications. May I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Newsom. Second by Alderman Kirkwood. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned at